a hard topic, but it's really a conversation that every marriage should have, and we need to have on the show. Emotional abuse in relationships. Therapist Dr. Julie Hanks joining us now on Good Things Utah with those subtle warning signs. We're not talking about physical abuse.
Right.
Emotional, you can't see the scars.
Right. And often you don't even know it's happening because you kind of get used to it over time.
Well, it becomes your
Whereas
relationship dynamic,
Right.
unfortunately. How common would you say emotional abuse in marriage actually is?
I think we all have done some of these things at some point. But what we're looking at today is there a consistent pattern of this kind of behavior? And that would qualify as emotional abuse.
All right, Julie, what's the first sign to look
The
for?
first one is constantly minimizes your thoughts and feelings. So you're sharing what you think or feel, and they're like, well, no, you're wrong, or, oh, don't feel that way, that's stupid.
So kind of always being right in a way?
Yeah,
I mean, is
that's
that another way
That's a good way to say it. And where you're feeling like, I don't matter, my thoughts and feelings don't matter, and they're right.
Can I ask you this? Is this usually one person in the relationship, or can it be both that do it to each other?
That's a great question. It can definitely be both.
So you're going back and forth. The second one is blames you always for his or her problems.
So yes, you don't want them to. Yeah, they blame you for their problems, so they don't take responsibility for their problems, and they're blaming it on you. So, oh, I was late because you didn't leave the keys where I usually leave them. You know, it's kind of like little things are always your fault is kind of another way to say it.
Taking out anger on
No responsibility,
right,
for what they're doing.
The next one is possessive or overly jealous. I think this is a hard one because I think no matter what in marriage, there's always going to be a little bit of jealousy.
Yeah, there are things that happen in marriage, like affairs, where you're going to be more jealous during that time. But again, we're looking for consistent patterns. Do they always have to know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing? Are they always accusing? Oh, you're sleeping with this person, you're doing this, oh, I bet you like them. So just this consistent pattern of negativity and blaming.
And insecurity, it sounds like.
Exactly. So it comes from their insecurity, which is a really good point.
So these aren't moments in relationships. This is consistent behavior.
Right.
What about isolate you from friends and family?
That's a big one, and it's a really common one, and sometimes, well, that often happens with physical abuse as well. But you want to be looking for, are they trying to cut you off over time from important relationships? So particularly family, close friends. So there's this over time isolation and cutting off or criticizing of people that you love.
That's really hard. Like
it's really hard.
Oof, that would be really hard to deal with. Okay, also has angry outbursts over minor issues.
Yeah, so little things set them off. So where you think like, what's the big deal? But it's an explosive, it's that blaming again, little tiny things. You left the door open, or you forgot to call me at noon and you always call me at noon. And just little things are a big, big deal. And that can be really scary.
So how serious is emotional abuse?
It is serious, especially if it goes on for a long time. It can escalate into physical abuse sometimes. So it's really important to intervene and get professional help, learn how to set boundaries, learn how to work with that person if you are, committed and want to work it out. There is help available.
Julie, what I find is so fascinating is that with physical abuse, it's so obvious, I guess, in your face. People are like, go get help right now. Yeah. But this could almost be just as bad or even worse.
Yeah.
Emotional abuse.
The scars last for a really, really long time.
And if you've noticed these tips, the best thing to do is call for help.
Yes, definitely.
We have a phone number, everybody, for you. WasatchFamilyTherapy.com. It's right there on your screen, that website and number. You can do individual counseling, you can do couples therapy, or just have someone to ask questions to and lean on for that information. abc4.com/GTU. We'll put all of that right there. Thank you, Julie.
Thank
good to see
you.
Such good tips. We appreciate you. All right, coming up next, did you know homeschool is actually on the rise? I didn't. Coming up after